Hey everyone, welcome back to Let's Build Medieval Engineers. So we're standing on a guard tower that I constructed in between episodes, and I kind of screwed up everything. I was having fun destroying some buildings and forgot that autosave was on. So I ended up losing this, which really doesn't matter. It's just a really small building. I just kind of built it for fun. But I ended up dropping this on top of the inn to kind of see what it would look like. And that looked cool. Really cool. Except for the fact that I had to go through and repair this now. Yeah. I'm basically an idiot that didn't think about it. But our chandeliers are standing strong, and that's just gonna make it a little easier, I guess. But the barracks, I decided to drop multiple of these into it, and it's in shambles. There's gonna have to be a lot of rebuilding. I was even like building awnings over the decks, and as you can see, destroying it kind of tilted this one. It looks cool. It's just I didn't save correctly, so it's a lot of this is just gonna have to be rebuilt, which pretty much sucks dick. So, but that'll take us into this episode. I'm not gonna be showing you guys me rebuilding this. I don't know how long it will take me, or if I will really have the willpower to do so within the next week. But these will just kind of remain as is. In this episode, we're going to be working on, it's a fairly common building for you guys to suggest, and that is something underground, from like a crypt to a dwarven structure. And so we're going to get started on that. I don't know how far we're going to take it, but if it ends up looking a little crypt-like, that would be great, because that would allow me to bury all these feelings that I have from destroying these buildings. So that'll be awesome. So to get started, I went ahead and flattened out a pretty large area. We're not going to use it all. I don't really want to make a very large structure, but since we don't really have a natural cliff face, I'm just going to kind of construct something and then probably add just a facade of a cliff onto it so you can tell there will be a break. I was going to upload our buildings today to the Steam Workshop so you guys could run around and check them out, but that is not going to happen after the latest incident. Let's see. I'm thinking I want kind of a upper entrance into what would be a mine. Maybe we'll do a dwarven mine crypt looking thing. I don't quite know what I want. But I think this episode we're gonna just build a facade and kind of build up a mountain around it. See what you guys think of how that's going, and get you guys' ideas on it in general. Let's see, do I like that? That's okay. At least for the main entrance. I was also going to probably upload, if I can, Space Engineers tonight as well. We'll be building a bomber in that, but we might not get to it just due to time reasons. I don't know how long this is going to take me to kind of throw together. or what I even want it to look like. It's definitely going to have to look pretty cool though. Really handcrafted. So Dwarven structures, they're this very intricate, usually, structure. They generally have a lot of detailing in the stonework, and I'm going to have to be careful about how I'm going to be handling it. Oop. We'll just kind of get this front entryway done. See how long it takes me. I don't think it'll take too long. I'm kind of thinking and channeling a bit of a church-like mentality in terms of facade detail. And we'll see if this works out. Even if it's like kind of fake in terms of the, like there's actually not going to be a way to get into this, but it looks nice, and so that's important, I think. And we need a new arch. Don't know how high I want to take this. Structural integrity is a concern when you're doing things like this, because the extra carvings can add a lot of weight. Maybe I can see here. Put some type of low wall here. And this would be like a pool of water for a fountain for the entryway or something like that. To add our pillars back. Pillars always kind of delete themselves when you start messing with layering other blocks into them. That looks pretty cool, kind of Nordic. Then I'm thinking it needs to have kind of a grand hall, of course, before we start going down into most of the structure. In Dwarven, from my experiences, usually it's just a very long hallway with just pillars, you know? I don't know how I want to handle doing pillars in this game. I mean, I could technically, like, do something like this shape. As we go through and just throw up. We're going to keep them hollow just for weight purposes. Though then again, it would be some stone in here, so they don't have to be hollow. But you can see we can do pillars like that. We need the side skirts, of course. We like to keep them round. It'll make them look a little bit more open. So you'd walk in, you'd be greeted by this kind of really tall pillar. I'm not sure if the steps work, and if the steps don't work, and it feels a little too close together, then what you can do maybe is just, I guess, do this. Because you need something at the bottom, kind of make it look heavier than normal. And you can do that a couple ways. You can do it by adding these pillars just at the bottom, and that would be cool. Or we could add just more detailing up the sides. That might be nice as well. But not all the way up. That way it looks like they taper a little bit. So we can throw these up, maybe a layer of windows just like the outside, and then just throw a battlement layer. You know, it'll cause a tapering effect. So you can see you could do that. Maybe, I don't know what we could use to make it look like it's being supported more. No. I don't think there's really anything we can use. No. At least not yet. But I'm okay with just kind of the carved stone look. Would be nice to just extend it out a little bit. Just like a 60. Ooh, wait. No, that's too large, I think. Maybe if we copy just the upper section or the lower section of one of these, so you can, let's see, put this up in the air. If I delete that, will it stay? Yep. So if I delete that and just copy this lower section, so it does kind of give us not really what I wanted. Maybe the vertical version of this would work better, because that won't take up a full square. And I think that's the main concern when I'm thinking about this. That we don't want to block off the area that you have to walk around too much. Where's the, okay. So if we just copy and paste this section, it can sit flush like this. Oop. And kind of give off that wider base feeling without actually taking up too much room. And I think this is going to work and give us what we need. Downside is to make it look right, we got to get rid of these bottom arches, just so there's not a gap there. I don't know if I like that. It looks a little unclean. So you can see, looks okay. Yeah. I wish there was something we could put there to kind of make that fit a little bit better. I know eventually I wanted to put a rounded pillar because it would kind of break up just the boxiness of it. And that might look cool. This is going to be definitely a multi-episode build. Because if you guys want me to add different sections, I can. This would be kind of the entryway. We can do maybe a Dwarven home. One home maybe. Just one aspect. I'm not going to make a whole Dwarven city. I'll just try and touch a couple Dwarven structures, tie them into it, and be done with it. And then when it's uploaded, you guys can tear it apart, copy and paste, save sections, use it in your own stuff. I really don't care what you use it for. Again, kind of end that there. How's that look? Finally, we can throw that and something like that, I think. I don't think that's bad looking. It's a little too gray, but these stone etchings kind of break it up a little bit. I try and throw in some wood, but it doesn't make sense for dwarves to use much wood at all. Beyond their furniture maybe, but it feels like it's missing something. Then at this point, I guess we can try and sculpt out a little bit of a mountain. And we're just going to do this exactly like before. It's been a while since I've shown you guys kind of sculpting terrain. So I use the pill shape. I feel like it's kind of the shape that's the best for this type of thing. And what I do is I pretty much hold left click, and in doing so I just move around my character itself and go from there. Let me handle this real quick just so I know where to stop. Let's see here. Can I throw in a section of just detail? Yeah, I can. So that'll be cool. Plain face section, just because we're no longer in an area that doesn't really matter. And up there, I guess we can, it'll probably end up being mostly terrain showing through that section, so we can seal it off using pillars. Something like that. Something different than just a box. And we can go back to sculpting a little bit. Oop. Nope. And basically when you're sculpting terrain, it is just a push-pull kind of effect that you're doing. It doesn't have to be perfect on the first pass. In fact, it's better if it's not perfect on the first pass. That way you can kind of do some dynamic things with it. I need to bring this thing closer to me. Now tight spaces becomes a little tough to deal with. And patience goes a really long way when you're doing this kind of stuff. So let's just drag this out a little bit. And same on this side. I'll generally make little plateaus and stack them on top of each other. That way it looks like it has kind of multi-tiered in terms of height variances. That's the best way, I think, to sculpt mountains in the game so far. And then give them like supporting columns and things like that. So you guys can see also, I'm not planning to do a time skip this episode. I'm just really trying to do as much as I can in 20 minutes to show you guys kind of the real build speed that I can do. If I hit some quiet spots, I'm sorry, I just get like that when I'm thinking and trying to do some problem solving and planning ahead before I run into any issues. Like one issue is going to be how does this connect up to the ceiling, and what does the ceiling look like, and how do I want to handle that? And the answer I came up with is I don't know yet. Yeah, best answer I could come up with in 20 minutes. It's something I'll have to play around with and try and get right. And I will be going into my menu a little bit. And something like this, that. I'm going to have to move this forward probably because I can't put any details on this wall because it's taking up another block already. So if I try to put, say, an archway here, it's just going to get stuck inside the wall. So when you're doing detailed work, you got to make sure the walls that you're not going to be putting detail on, or the walls you will be putting detail on, need to be within the block itself. You can't go outside like here, because then I can't put a detail on this side. It's just not going to work. Anyways, I hope that helped. I tried explaining a little bit more in terms of basic construction. I haven't gone over that in a while. If you guys are enjoying the content, feel free to subscribe and go ahead and weep for our previous buildings over here. They are pretty much yeah. Once it auto-saved, man, it just felt like I wanted to throw up. It was just that bad because I knew it happened and it was just the worst feeling in the world. Okay. So, yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next episode, and take care.